Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today and welcome to another Storytime Saturday. Today we are going to be reading Jabber the Steller Jay. This book was written by a local author, Sylvester Allred, and illustrated by Diane Iverson. You can find this book at Brightside Bookshop, so make sure you visit them in-store or online to find this book and other great reads. Jabber the Steller Jay. Spring. Morning sun peeks over the tall sandstone rock walls, turning them a glowing red. Winter snow has melted. Tiny green shoots stretch upward, reaching for the warming sunlight. It is spring in the canyon country of the Southwest. In a tall ponderosa pine just above the canyon rim, two Steller jays are busy building a nest. Pine twigs and mud form the bottom and sides. Pine needles and tiny roots form the lining. Father Jay finds a puff of rabbit fur and places it inside. Now it is ready. The next morning, 4 pale blue eggs with brown speckles fill the floor of the nest. For weeks, Father Jay brings pine seeds to Mother Jay, who is busy keeping the new eggs safe and warm. Finally, small cracks appear in each of the eggs. At first, nothing happens. Then, tiny, sharp beaks probe the cracks, making them bigger. Slowly, the shells begin to open. 4 tiny babies struggle out. The warm canyon air quickly dries their wet bodies. Now, 4 pink, featherless heads poke their beaks upward. Jabber and her brothers hold their beaks open for Mother and Father Jay to feed them big, fat caterpillars and tiny, crunchy ponderosa pine seeds. Summer. The summer days are long and hot. One late afternoon, a cooling rain falls. Afterward, blue skies return and a refreshing wind blows through the canyon. The baby birds are growing fast. Soon they are covered with new blue feathers. After a month in the nest, they are ready to try their first flight. Jabber leaves the nest first and hops along a pine limb. Leap, flutter, glide. Jabber flaps her tiny wings and away she goes, landing on the limb below Father Jay, who is calling to her. When Jabber is able to venture farther from her nest, she and her brothers explore the nearby trees. Soon they are flying below the canyon rim where they discover a small spring. Swoosh, splish, splash. Jabber plunges her beak into the pool. She fills her mouth, tilts her head back, and swallows the cool water. Jabber and the other jays race to a small grove of aspen trees where a mule deer rests on the soft forest floor. The deer try to ignore the loud ruckus, but the shrieking jays are too much, so they move away. A red-tailed hawk soars on the warm rising air above Jabber's perch. Clouds are building, jagged lightning bolts and booming thunderclaps echo over nearby mountains. A summer storm is coming. Fall. The windy days of fall kick up dust clouds, creating colorful sunrises and sunsets. Days are shorter, nights are colder. Oak leaves turn red and yellow, aspens turn golden. Ponderosa pines drop their brown needles to become brilliantly green. With her foot against an oak branch, Jabber holds a fat acorn and strikes it with her sharp black beak. Crack, crack, crack. It opens. She gobbles up the seed inside and goes back for more. Jabber eats several acorn seeds, then drops one. She watches a hungry chipmunk hurry away with her treasure. She notices an acorn woodpecker stuffing an acorn into a hole in a pine tree. When the bird leaves, Jabber glides down and plucks it out, cracks it open, and eats the seed, trying not to drop this one. Another acorn woodpecker swoops down and forces Jabber to flee to another tree. After a while, Jabber returns to the woodpecker's stash and discovers more in its granary tree. She is wary of another attack. She buries them in the ground beneath the brown ponderosa pine needles for later. She doesn't notice the tassel-eared squirrel watching her every move. Jabber is tired, so she soars to a mighty ponderosa on the canyon rim, but she's not alone. A mountain lion rests on a large branch, glaring at her with enormous yellow eyes. She flaps to a higher limb, then bounds up several more until she reaches a thickly gnarled witch's broom near the top. She will be safe there for the night in its tangled twigs. By morning, a thin white layer of frost covers Jabber's wings. She stretches and fluffs her feathers. The mountain lion is gone. She is ready to start a new day. Winter. Gray skies and heavy clouds cover the canyon country. Snow falls on the forest floor, making it hard to find food. Jabber searches the places where she hid acorns in the fall. Squirrel tracks. Her stored acorns are gone. Pine cones have released their seeds. Oak trees have dropped their acorns. Insects are gone. Jabber is hungry and cold. Shake, drop, plop. A large clump of snow falls and lands next to her. It's a porcupine slowly making its way along a large branch above. Jabber glides to the ground and probes the snow, sweeping her beak back and forth to get beneath it. But she finds no food there. Wet, heavy snowflakes begin to fall, forcing Jabber back to the tree for shelter. Perhaps she will not find food today. Suddenly, she hears the call of her flock. Together, they fly through the blinding snow, searching for food and shelter from the storm. As they fly, the forest changes from the towering ponderosas to shorter pinyon trees. The thick branches of the pinyon trees give the Steller's jays shelter. Pinyon jays fuss at them for invading their home, but Jabber fusses back. Ack, ack, ack. She grabs a reddish-brown cone, pulls out a seed, and cracks the hard shell with a single sharp peck. At last, food. Jabber pulls and cracks more seeds over and over until she's eaten enough for the day. When the storm passes, Jabber and her flock return to the ponderosa forest with full bellies to roost for the night. Spring. Early morning sun peeks over the sandstone walls of the canyon, turning them a glowing red. Winter snow has melted, tiny green shoots grow upward, reaching for the warming sunlight. Spring has returned to canyon country. Jabber flies to the top of a ponderosa on the canyon rim. She hears a squawk as another Steller's jay joins her. The two begin to build a new nest. Soon, Jabber will lay her own eggs and new baby birds will hatch. They too will learn to fly and find their own adventures in the canyons of the Southwest. The end. The back of this book has some cool information on the different animals in this area. Thank you so much for joining me, and remember to pick up this book at Brightside to support a local author and a local bookstore. Thanks so much, and come and visit us here at the Arb now that springtime is in full bloom. Bye.